Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2025 BMW M8 Competition GRAN COUPE. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this vehicle for me today. Take a look at their website, that link is down in the description. This M8 is finished off in alpine white and it has an MSRP just over $146,000. Now this is powered by the 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 paired to the 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 617 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque. Now that power is sent through the xDrive all-wheel drive system, where this is rear-wheel biased in that system. This weighs in around 4,500 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. With the competition package, top speed is increased to 190 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 20.1 gallons. You'll expect to see 15 miles per gallon in the city, 22 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 119.2 inches. Its overall length is 200.9. It has a width of 76.5, a height of 55.9, and its ground clearance measures in just over 5 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling, this has a really nice design for it. You'll notice there's gloss black accents up front. It's on the kidney grille where there's very large cutouts to provide a lot of cooling to the engine and components up front. This model also has a forward-facing camera with all the parking sensors and a dark housing for the LEDs. So this has LEDs for the DRLs, headlights, high beams, and turn signals. There's also a sensor in the lower section for distance pacing, more inlets to provide a lot more cooling, and then some crisp lines that come down the hood. You'll notice too there's more gloss black accents at the very lower section where there is a small plastic section just up underneath the lip of that bumper. Now, as we move on to the side, this has a very nice set of wheels with the multi-spoke design. There's blue M Sport brake calipers too. The M8 badge just behind that, finished off in gloss black, which matches the power folding side mirrors where there's a camera and a turn signal. Now that gloss black works its way to the rest of the window trim, and then all the competition models come with the carbon fiber roof, which gives it a great look, lower center of gravity as well. There's also a really nice line that goes off of that M8 trim accent for the lower section there, and then it has that coupe-like design to it, being the stretch sedan. Now this also has gloss black for the spoiler. There's a backup camera, all the parking sensors, LEDs for the lighting, and then gloss black in the lower diffuser and the quad tip dual exhaust. Now this also has remote start, so you can use the key fob to activate that just by triple tapping on it. You can use that to shut it off too. You can also use the button on the key fob or the one up underneath to open up the trunk lid. Now in back, this has a pretty good amount of space. There's no storage or spare underneath the floor. You have a cargo net on one side, some battery access on the other, and you can fold down the back seats. So that will give you a lot more interior space just depending on the items that you have. And then there's 2 buttons up top, one to close the trunk and one to lock the vehicle. Now, if you do lock the vehicle, this does have proximity door handles, so you can unlock it from the back, where this has a beautiful interior. You'll notice leather, white leather, Harman Kardon for the audio, all the brushed accents. There's even a few different sunshades too. They are all power operating. So you have one for both doors, and then you also have one for the back glass. So you can use all of those controls as needed. You have plenty of storage in the lower section too. There's an M badge, which is illuminating, and then very nice design for these seats. Now at 5'10", I actually have a good bit of space. If you do have a middle passenger, of course you have this in the way, so you have a leg on both sides. But in general, plenty of room. You have carbon fiber accents, some air vents, a little bit of storage with auxiliaries, and then you'll see all the climate adjustments on the small LCD screen right there. And then at my height, I have about a ½ inch or so between the Alcantara headliner, but these seats have a really nice comfortable seating position to them. So you can be nice and comfortable in the back here. Now with the armrest, there's a little bit of storage on the back side. There's cup holders in the front, and you can even fold down this middle seat individually if you need to do that. And you'll notice there's a pretty small pillar there, so you have pretty good visibility around this back section here. Now up front, this has memory seating adjustments, lock and unlock, all the window controls, side mirror adjustments, trunk release, and additional storage down below. And then M8 Competition is in another illuminating badge. And take a look at the front seats. With the two-tone design to them, they are automatic with the one manual adjustment for the leg support, but a very nice sporty style seat. And as we hop in now, we're greeted with a solid leather steering wheel. There's paddle shifters on both sides, M1 and M2. This is a heated steering wheel too. There's all the cruise control settings, distance pacing, and then on the right side, volume tuning, Bluetooth, and voice commands. But let's start this up and take a listen to how this competition sounds. And coming back to the digital gauge cluster now, you'll notice on the far left side, there's fuel, miles per hour, right side there's tach and engine temperature. Now to go through this information, you'll use this button on the top of the turn signal stalk. So you can go through quite a lot within the tach there, just depending on what you'd like to see. There's live readouts for your horsepower and torque, G-force meter, your music. This is how the vehicle is currently set up too, and I'll show how to change that. You can see what gear you're in, live readouts for MPG, so very nice to see that. And then you do have a control on the steering wheel to go through audio on the head-up display, where it just shows miles per hour and the speed limit sign for this setting here. Now on the left side, all of your headlight adjustments with a dimmer switch. There's one air vent, leather covers the entire dash, and then with the larger infotainment system, you have a good bit that you can go through. So just by pushing on home on the upper left, you have the home screen here. So you can swipe through all of this information, and then everything on the left side is going to be fixed. So you can quickly get into all of this depending on what you need to see. And you can also use the dial down below to further get in through this information. So you can even pull up sport displays. And then if we go back to M menu, this is how you can configure M1 and M2. So you can go through all of these just depending on how you want the vehicle to react, and you have shortcuts basically pre-programmed for your driving. You have vehicle status, you can also get into your driver profiles, owner's manual, and this also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and some other installed apps depending on what you need to see. Now you can also go into the intelligent safety, and you can configure all of the standard safety features here depending on how you want them to be set. So that's nice to see too. There's an air vent on both sides, and then there's another LCD screen for the climates just underneath that. You have those adjustments right in the middle, along with defrosters where you'd like the air to go. And this also has heated and ventilated seats. So you have one control that will go through both of those settings, which is very nice. There's power and volume, all of your presets and tuning, an M8 Comp badge, wireless charging tucked away in the back, along with some auxiliaries and cup holders. When you close that lid, it's finished off in carbon fiber. And then there's all of the shortcuts for the screen up top. So you can just use those if you don't want to use it as a touchscreen system, which is nice. And then with the shifter, we'll push it to the left and up for reverse, where this also has automatic parking and backup assistance. And then you have various angles to see around the entire car. So very nice to have all of this visibility. And then you can put it into drive, sport mode. Park is located on the back, along with being able to adjust how slow or quickly you want the transmission to shift. Now there's traction control, a shortcut to the forward-facing camera, so you can bring that up. There's parking sensors, engine start stop. And then when you go to M mode, this is how you can actually change the gauge cluster and the tach. So we can put into sport mode, where you'll notice we have a little bit more of a sporty design, and hopefully you can see the larger tach on the head-up display. If you go one step further into track mode, it's just going to shut off the infotainment system, and you'll have track mode or sport mode for the gauge cluster on the head-up display. Now there's also setup, so that is a shortcut to M1 and M2. There's the exhaust note button, auto hold, and the e-brake. You get a split design for the armrest with some auxiliaries. There's plenty of storage in the glove box too. And then garage door buttons up top. You have dome lights, and then here's a look at visibility. It is very easy to see. You have large windows, so even over this left side, you can easily see all the way back. So as we jump behind the wheel now for the M8 Competition, this is a highly performance-oriented, stretched coupe basically. So we have the sedan style to it, and this is something that is going to be a very fun vehicle to drive. Now I have it in M2, so everything is in Sport Plus, and I have the transmission currently in the highest shifting points. So as we downshift and give it a minor acceleration, it definitely sounds really good. Now what I love about this transmission, and I've mentioned this in other BMW reviews as well, even with it in the automatic setting, so it's shifting by itself, when you have it in what I'll call level 3, it is super crisp and responsive. So as I give it an acceleration, it will rev out just a little bit more. And I'm not going to go too much further than that, but it still hasn't upshifted to 4th gear yet. And then you can put it all the way back down into a normal setting basically. So for daily driving, just maybe stop and go traffic, things like that, it will get a little bit more tame, I guess you could say, and a little bit more comfortable for daily driving. So you have a lot of different characteristics with this M8 depending on the driving that you are doing for the day. You have the presets too to really help you out. This is a fun vehicle to drive. It's also very comfortable and quiet. I like this seating position too. With the leather, you get some ambient lighting here too. It makes you kind of feel like you are in a cockpit of a jet, just with its vibe and kind of how close the center is to your right leg here. But this is a great vehicle to drive. It's going to give you some nice refinements, of course, being a BMW, and it's not that loud either. Handling is also very nice. Wow. Just a mild acceleration. This has so much potential. Now, it's also interesting, what I researched is that this is rear wheel biased with the all-wheel drive system, which is kind of neat to see. I know a lot of all-wheel drive systems usually have a little bit more front-wheel drive to them, but I guess just depends on the car and the performance. But with this being more rear-wheel drive focused, you could have a little bit more fun with this. There's no rear-wheel drive mode, but you can go into the 4-wheel drive sport mode if you would like to. Turning radius is also pretty good too. You can tell this just wants to keep going. Shifts are also very quick too, and again, depending on the setting that you are in, you either have really crisp shifts or you will have a slight delay, just depending on what you're doing for the day. And we are in sport mode, 2nd gear. Here we go. And with a mild acceleration, this has so much more potential. It would be very fun to take this on a more spirited driving back road to really see the performance that this M8 Comp has to offer. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel. And we do have some handling corners. We can test it slightly, just going at a normal rate of speed here. The handling is fantastic. You really don't even think that you are in a four-door sedan. It feels like you are in a BMW coupe. It's so planted feeling. There's really no body roll. And the steering is pretty good too. So this is a very performance-oriented vehicle. Like I mentioned earlier, it's very smooth. Even in all the Sport Plus settings, you can feel the bumps for sure. I'm used to a little bit stiffer of a setup, but then you can just put it into efficiency mode and it will get a little bit softer. So just depending on the driving that you are doing for the day, it's a really nice vehicle. Something that you could daily drive, and then when you are ready, you can downshift a couple gears and have a lot of fun with this. I will say, this is more of a 4-seater vehicle with having the climates right in the middle there. So a little bit of an interesting design to see. So more of a 4-seater sedan, but it's still practical. You still have a lot of space. You can fold the seats down and just give yourself a good bit of room. And if you want something that's going to give you a lot of power, this is a great option to go with. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2025 BMW M8 Competition. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.